Welcome to this bonus edition of the Stupendous Marriage Show. I am Stu Gray with Lisa Gray. And if you've been listening to our show for any amount of time, you've probably heard us talk about the Lake Tahoe Couples Getaway. And we had a couple minutes a couple weeks back to sit down with the creators of the Tahoe Couples Getaway, Luke and Sarah Pettengill. And we wanted to share that conversation with you. If you've been thinking about going to the Tahoe Couples Getaway, our hope is that this conversation would maybe light a fire or give you a little bit more insight about why the Tahoe Couples Getaway got started and who Luke and Sarah are and what this great retreat is going to be all about. So let's welcome Luke and Sarah. Hey guys, we're glad you're here.
Hey. Thanks, guys.
So tell us about you guys, first of all.
Well, my name is Luke, and this is Sarah. I'm a bivocational pastor and a small business owner. Me and Sarah have been married for about 8 years. We've got one kid and another one on the way. And so we've been passionate about ministry, passionate about helping other people in their marriage.
Yeah, my name's Sarah, as Luke said, and I'm a marriage and family therapist. Been working quite a bit with foster kids in my past, and so that kind of led me to be a therapist a little bit. We're just excited for what's coming about with Lake Tahoe Getaway.
Okay, wait, when's the baby due?
Well, I realized when I said that we haven't told everybody yet.
Oh,
but
no!
That's okay, we're good. So, yeah, this
Are
is
we the
where
first ones
the
to
baby is
know?
due.
It's hard to say we have one child when we have two.
We felt like we needed to tell everybody on the Stupendous Marriage Show.
Awesome.
So
That's humbling. That's awesome. Thank you.
No, so baby's due in January, so it's still pretty early. I think about 10 weeks along.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Okay. Very cool. So tell us about the impetus for the getaway and what you guys were thinking and how did this come about?
We have gone to numerous marriage retreats. Conferences, yeah, and like paid for those kinds of things because they're so important. And either we had really great times in our marriage where we needed like a fun dating getaway, but also wanted to have some good, deep information for our marriage, or we were kind of struggling and we needed information that we could really grab onto that would help us. Mm-hmm. And so we kind of created the getaway as a way that we could give these different people that are willing to come together, either struggling or not, like a fun way to worship the Lord. Things are all revolved around Him, and just do it in an affordable way that really dives into things with marriage and can make them laugh along the way. I mean, with Mark Gungor, I was so excited to have him on board. Also to provide ways to do dates and just be together with optional activities that really, make some memories.
And for us, as Sarah mentioned, we've been to a lot of conferences and retreats, and we were kind of able to take those aspects that we love the most and put them together with this. For those that are really struggling and they need to be surrounded by a support system, they need to really dig deeper into their marriage and their struggles. We've got an opportunity for that. For those that just want to have a refresh and get away from kids for a few days and enjoy the outdoors and enjoy beautiful Lake Tahoe, it was an opportunity to do both. So we really wanted to make it where anybody at any stage in life, any stage in their marriage could come, because I know for Sarah and I in our relationship, we've had times where it'll feel like 1 month, man, God is at the center and we're communicating and things are jiving and things are working. And then we'll have a month where we're like, wow, we're really struggling. And so
what has happened?
Well, yeah.
Right.
And so we know that it's not hey, my marriage is healthy and I've got it all together. Like it's a little bit more fluid than that. And so we wanted something that to meet people in each stage where they're at.
So Sarah, in your work as a marriage and family therapist and working with foster kids and adoption and things along those lines, what have you seen with marriages and families just in your work that you do?
Oh man, I have seen a lot of struggle. That's kind of been I'm surrounded by that. The foster families that I work with are they're more of the population I work with than the bio families of children, mm-hmm. But I see good marriages that are learning how to take in traumatized children, and it's a challenge, but it's not something where they can't do it necessarily. So my whole goal has been, and part of what we're going to do at the Getaway is parenting is going to be one of the breakout groups. And I think that having those connections with kids and being on the same page as parents is something that has really, like, we've worked hard with families on. So I think that will be positive.
Tell me some more of the breakouts. You just mentioned parenting will be one.
Yeah.
What else are you guys going to get into? What are you thinking?
So we're going to have sex and marriage, finances, and parenting strategies.
There's more specifics to that, but generally speaking, we'll have 3 different breakout groups, and then we've got one that will be led by Mark. And so kind of the goal was to make it where it wasn't a 10 to 12 breakout groups and you go to different rooms, and we wanted it to be something where it was breakfast out by the water with Mark Gungor one morning, and opportunity to do a breakout group over by the water. There's a fire pit over there, and so there's opportunity to they're a little bit more natural, a little bit more less structured.
I love that. I love the fact that you guys are really meeting couples where they are, and in every season by the different demographics that you have as far as your breakouts, and then also really wanting to focus on people who are struggling, but then also other couples who are strengthening. I think that's just amazing.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Luke, you pastor. Sarah, you work with marriage and families. I mean, how does that work? Again, I come back to, why did you do this thing with marriages and families, and what did you expect was going to happen? And then what really happens when it's like we all have this dream of how it's going to be, but what does it really look like?
Yeah. And so Sarah and I, as I mentioned, we've been married for about 8 years. And so we're still early in on that journey. And we've seen kind of the fluctuation from, we were both dating long distance, and then we, overnight we were living together and roommates after we hadn't, lived near each other for almost a year. And so we were shocked, especially being in a ministry setting. I was a pastor at a church. Sarah was a therapist at the time. And just the sense of isolation that we felt, the sense of just really feeling like, who can we go to? Or we've got our church family, who I'm supposed to be the professional. And,
right.
and then how do we take care of our needs? Because we're really, really struggling right now. And so that's been eye-opening for us, and that's been maybe a jump start for us to really want to help people that are struggling and getting those challenges out in the open, because there is really a few things more freeing than feeling a sense of identification that someone has been through the same struggles, has been through the same challenges in marriage.
Yeah, and I would have to say that that's where marriage retreats, getaways, conferences, a workshop, whatever that we could go to that felt a little bit safer, or we could get away, was something that we really valued. We did get to focus on each other instead of everything else that was going on. So that's what we're wanting to create, and we felt like was so important.
That's amazing. Now, as far as schedule for you guys, what if somebody was thinking about, oh man, I want to come, and I know these are the days, but what exactly is the schedule going to look like? Do you kind of have that established already?
We do. So we have a general schedule, and then the rest of our attendees will be notified in the next couple of weeks of the final schedule. So at this point, it's the 15th of November. It's a Friday evening. We're going to, about 7 o'clock, we're going to be getting started. We've got Brandon Heath, who's going to be headlining that first night for our grand opening. We'll have a concert that night. We've got a fire pit, s'mores, a chance to just connect with other couples that are there. And then the next morning, we get started with our first couple sessions with Mark Gungor speaking, and then we'll have Brandon Heath leading worship. That night, on Saturday night, we've got Chris August doing a private concert right there on the water. And then next morning, we've got more Mark Gungor, Chris August leading worship. And then we've got, just throughout the entire weekend, we've got some really neat date opportunities. It's Lake Tahoe, and it's in November, so it's not filled with snow, but it starts getting a little chilly and a little brisk. And if you're a Southern California person like we are, that's pretty awesome. If you're in Alaska, which we have a couple people from Alaska coming, actually.
Nice.
Then that it might be not your favorite, but hey. And so we've got ice skating, and we've got option of snowboarding, and an option of going on a boat cruise around the lake, all sorts of things, including, I think one was fishing, hiking. There's a whole list I don't have in front of me right now, but oh, that's right. Sarah's acting out and dancing for me right now. Ballroom dancing.
Fun.
We've got one night where we're doing ballroom
Nice.
dancing.
Nice.
I wish you guys could see that on video.
Wish we could too.
But man, we got so much stuff. But then really the goal with it was, we don't want people to feel like you have to do everything. So if what you want to do is hang out and sit by the pool with your spouse, or you want to hang out in the bedroom, or you want to go on a walk in the village there, go for it. That's the goal, was that it would just be lots of options, but everything structured on our end, but unstructured, where you don't feel like you have to follow a schedule. You can be together and make this more about your guys' marriage rather than coming to something on our agenda.
Well, and I love that, because I feel like, as great as a lot of marriage conferences and retreats are, it is very planned, and every moment of your day for the most part is planned out for you, and there's no downtime. And this sounds so much more like a vacation, which is really great. It's, it's going on a vacation together, being able to learn tools from people, be able to worship, be able to connect with other couples, and have a great time in the process. And that's pretty incredible. I think everybody who goes is going to really have a great time.
Yeah, that's what we were hoping for. We were hoping it could be, it's an intense marriage seminar if you want it to be, and it's a vacation if you need a vacation.
So is there anything else you guys would like to add? Anything that you feel like we should have asked you that we didn't?
Well, we want to encourage people to go. They can go to Tahoe Couples Getaway /stupendous. And if you go there, there's a $100 discount for all listeners of the Stupendous Show. And so encourage you to go there. If you have any questions, feel free. The website has our phone number, has email. Feel free to reach out. But we would love to see as many folks there, and really think that this is going to be an awesome week. And we wish you guys could come, but I think we'll have to wait for next year for that.
Yes, absolutely. We wanted to be there too. Definitely we did. It just didn't happen this year. So next year. yes. November 15th through 18th, 2019. So if you're hearing this in the future, it's already happened, but it's November 15th through 18th. I'm sorry, right?
15th through 18th. You got it.
Do make sure you head over to the website, TahoeCouplesGetaway.com/stupendous for your $100 off reservation right now. And again, the dates, November 15th through 18th, 2019, TahoeCouplesGetaway.com/stupendous. A big thank you to Luke and Sarah for spending some time with us, and really go check it out. It's going to be an amazing weekend.